Have you ever had one of those days where your body feels completely fine, but your brain just doesn't feel like doing anything? You get home from work, you have things that you want to do. Maybe you want to work out, or maybe you want to read a book, or maybe you want to work on something that is important to you. But somehow you cannot bring yourself to start. You're not injured, you didn't run a marathon, you're definitely not exhausted. You might be sitting at your desk all day long, and yet you feel completely drained. So you sit down, scroll through your phone for hours, you watch something, and eventually it's time to go to bed. And then you wonder, man, why am I so tired even when I didn't do anything? If you've ever felt that way, there's a good chance that your body isn't the thing that is tired. The real thing that is tired is your mind. Most people think that they are mentally tired because they're simply not disciplined enough. They think, man, I'm just lazy or I'm not motivated enough, and maybe I should just stop wasting my time. And they even blame their own phone. Man, if I'd stopped scrolling so much on my phone, I would have more time for myself. And sometimes that is actually a problem. Just imagine having 7 to 8 hours of screen time is just purely time wastage. But also think about it. You can spend an entire day sitting at a desk without doing anything physically demanding and still come home from work completely tired. You don't want to make decisions. You don't want to talk to anyone. You don't even want to choose what you do with your remaining time. And it's definitely not because you suddenly became lazy at 6 p.m. You were capable of getting things done in the morning. The same you just 12 hours ago. You were capable of getting things done in the morning. You were answering emails. You were making decisions. You were staying focused throughout your work day. So, what changed? Maybe the problem isn't that you suddenly lose motivation after your work day. Maybe it's your brain that ran out of the bandwidth. And that is a very different problem from being physically tired. And here what's actually happening. Mental tiredness is not about how much you have been thinking. It's about for how long you have been controlling your attention. All day at work, you're telling yourself, ignore that, don't check your phone, answer these emails, check this, check that, answer that phone call. You're not just doing your job. You're constantly making decisions and managing your time. And that becomes exhausting over time. And that's exactly why you have no problem scrolling through your phone in the evening for about an hour or two. But suddenly, reading a book feels like work. Going to the gym feels like work. Even deciding what to do for your own self can feel like a lot of work. And you already know the reason why. Because those things require you to direct your attention towards yourself and stay focused again. And after spending an entire day controlling where your attention goes, your brain naturally wants something that is effortless. Something that doesn't require another decision, another goal. And that's why you can be physically fine, but mentally exhausted. And that is exactly why when you tell yourself to stay motivated, that generally doesn't work. You're not necessarily lacking motivation. You're reaching your end of day with very little attention to give to. The first thing is to stop expecting yourself to have the same energy at 7 p.m. which you had at 10 a.m. Instead, make your evening a bit easier to start. If you want to exercise, don't spend 20 minutes preparing for gym. Have your clothes ready, your workout shoes ready before you head out for the work in the morning. If you want to read something, make sure you keep the book nearby so that you can easily access it. You just have to decide beforehand what you're going to do and then reduce the friction in order to achieve that thing. So when the evening arrives, you don't have to spend time making decisions. You just start. And then there is another thing that will help you. Have a small transition routine between your work and your evenings. Don't go directly from a hectic workday into another list of things that you have to accomplish. Take a walk, take a shower, change your clothes, have a short conversation with your friend, sit somewhere without your phone for a few minutes. You just have to give your brain a signal which tells you that work is over. And now this time is mine. On some evenings, you might want to work out, read, work upon your personal goals. And on other evenings, you might want to go out for a walk, or have a conversation with your friend, or do absolutely nothing and just scroll through your phone. And that is completely fine, because the goal here isn't to squeeze every last bit of productivity from yourself, but the goal is to have enough mental space to actually enjoy the life that you have been working so hard to build. You don't need to become more productive after work. You just need to make a lot more room for yourself after work. And in case you're trying to build a life outside of work, you might want to check out the links in the description. I've started to do one-on-one clarity calls that will help you to build a life outside of work. And also there is a free Notion template which will help you. And in case you want to find out why rest doesn't fix your exhaustion, you might want to check out this video, and I'll see you real soon.